Alright, 3 movies coming up. The first challenge was to watch an anime adapted from a game, for which I picked Fate Grand Order First Order. This is essentially an introduction to the world of Fate Go, which is a mobile game. Essentially, the world is ruined, there's a select few people, including our MC and Mash, who have to go back in time to certain events called singularities to fix the timeline once and for all. As the name implies, this is the first order, or the first mission, that takes place in the same time and place as our well-known Fate Stay Night Holy Grail War, except this is an alternate universe so they can bend the events however they want. That's about it, really. There were some cool fights here and there, and we do establish the servant-master relationship between Mash and Ritsuki. As a quote-unquote movie, this doesn't really feel like anything too noteworthy. You could probably get more out of the game, but I'm not getting into that gacha hell. Anyway, I'll check out Babylonia and the 3 other movies that exist as I go. That's about all. The second challenge was to watch an anime that aired the same day I joined MAL, for which I picked Colorful. This is a pretty neat story. Imagine you wake up thinking you're dead, but instead, a cheeky kid comes up to you and tells you to inhabit the body of a soon-to-be dead person to clear up your own sins, going into the life of a 14-year-old who committed suicide and trying to adapt to his life without really given any information. While you act in your own way, it might not be how he used to act. Your goal is to try to figure out why things went wrong in this boy's life, but also what you did in your own life. All this while the boy's family is seemingly falling apart and you can't seem to get a handle on things. It's a very eye-opening exploration of the life of a loner who got dealt all the wrong cards in life, despite living in relative comfort. At first, I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. I thought it was just an isekai type anime where you have to do things better with all the information at your disposal, but instead you have to find out the hard way. For example, the secrets your parents and even your friends hold that seem completely normalized to them, yet you find them horrifying even as an outsider. All the while you also make a real friend and just live life your own way, almost as if it was your own. Quite an interesting take on second chances. It's a simple format, but definitely a movie that's worth watching. The third challenge was to watch an anime adapted from a novel, and I picked Hibike Euphonium Movie 3. This is the third movie in the trilogy that came after season 2, although the first 2 movies were recaps, so really this is the only new one. It continues on from where we left off. Kumiko and our friends are now second years, and have to deal with the new first year students who join due to newfound popularity from the nationals. To me, it feels like Kumiko is trying to fill in the role of Asuka, who already graduated, while the first years get into drama and act cheeky as usual. It's now her responsibility. After some struggling, they make their way into the regional competition and play their best, which I have to say is honestly the best performance I've heard in the whole series. It's a whole 9 minutes of Liz and the Bluebird, which is also a movie they throw some references to, since it did come out a year earlier. By the way, watch that movie. Now, this movie does have the usual Hibike goodness. No complaints in that department. However, it does feel like multiple cuts were just put together as a highlight reel of best moments. I mean, it does cover a full half-year time period in such a short time. So yeah, the pacing is kinda ass. But other than that, I had a fun time with it. Now to wait for the 3rd season of Hibike. Fingers crossed. Alright, that's all for this time. Peace.